I know you as Aurrelia from this eco homestay. But actually, where is you come from?
Okay, well, I come from France.
Yeah.
And actually, the reason why I'm here in Indonesia is because I'm involved in a project. It's been a long time, maybe 5 years, but basically we left 1 year and a half ago from France by sailing boat.
What's your name? What kind of the project?
The name of the project is, so it's in French, l'Expédition Bleue. It means the Blue Expedition.
The Blue Expedition, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have many ideas at the time of the name of the project, so it's quite a basic name, but
Oh, you name it?
yeah,
Okay.
we named it.
Okay.
We knew we wanted to work on our plastic and ocean pollution, so that's why the blue.
That's why the blue. Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you interest with the project?
Wow. So at the very beginning, we were just a group of friends who decided to buy an old boat, an old sailing boat. It was quite a wreck, actually, because it had major issues and it couldn't really float.
Okay.
So we spent 3 years renovating it, from, like every centimeters of the boat we've been working on it.
Yeah.
And then we knew somehow that we wanted to sail around the world with this boat.
But we means you and your friends.
We and my friend, yeah.
You know each other before you made the project?
Yes.
Okay.
And the question then we asked ourselves was, okay, so we want to sail around the world, but what do we really want? And what could be great to achieve through this journey?
Okay.
And actually, we discovered in the meantime the world of citizen science.
Okay.
So basically, those are like research projects that are being made by scientists, but where the researchers and scientists need the help of citizens. So, and actually, we found out that on the topic of ocean pollution, researchers were lacking a lot of data on what's going on in the oceans. Actually, I think it takes a lot of time and money and energy to collect data all over the world. It's huge. So what they did is that they put up some scientific protocols for citizens to actually collect data for them.
Okay.
And we liked the idea a lot. And so, yeah, that's how we decided it could be on ocean pollution.
So it's like you apply the proposal for the researchers, and then you become the chosen one to do this research.
Yes, basically.
Basically, okay. And how long the project will be finished?
So the project will last until we finish the world tour. So we started 1.5 years ago, and I think there's still 1 year to go. So it will be a total of 2.5 years.
3 years and a half. Since?
So we left on January 2023, but we actually started to renovate the boat in January 2020.
2020,
Yeah.
Okay, in the middle of the pandemic period.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have a team, how many?
So, well, it has changed over the course of time, but basically today, as we're talking, we are 6.
6?
Yes.
So it's changed after in the different harbor. You change groups.
Well,
member of group.
So at the very beginning we were 4.
4, okay.
Yes, and then there are 2 other people who choose to join, and one who actually left the boat but is still working for us in France.
Okay. And then now you have six. From France, now you are Indonesia. What is the road you took from France to the Indonesia?
Well, it's a classic one because when you're on a sailing boat, you have to go with the wind.
Okay.
So this means that when we left France, we left by the Mediterranean Sea,
Mm-hmm.
and then you cross the Atlantic. So you go west.
You go, yeah.
So we crossed the Atlantic, and then we crossed the Panama Canal.
Panama Canal, okay.
We then crossed the Pacific Ocean,
Ah,
and
so you sail in the near to coastline of the
uh,
South America?
no, we went directly from Panama Canal to French Polynesia.
Okay, but not crossing the ocean. Yeah, not crossing the ocean. Crossing the ocean.
Yes, crossing the ocean.
My
Yeah.
God, the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. Part of it actually, because the Pacific Ocean is very big.
Wow.
French Polynesia is maybe in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
So it took us like 40 days to go from Panama Canal to French Polynesia.
Oh my God.
And then we stopped a while in French Polynesia, and because of the hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
And then we left French Polynesia and we went to Tonga's Islands,
Tonga Island, yeah.
Vanuatu Islands,
Vanuatu Island.
and then straight to Indonesia.
And in Tonga and Vanuatu, you just stop by for a few days?
Yeah, just like maybe 10 days.
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And from Vanuatu to Labuan Bajo, yeah?
Yeah.
How many days you had?
It took us, I think, 25 days.
25 days.
Yes.
And you came up to Labuan Bajo and now you are Momere.
Yes.
Okay. The next question is, what is the best experience you had, or your memorable experience, whether it's worst or bad?
Actually, it's a pretty bad one.
What is the pretty bad one?
Yeah.
What exactly it is? Where is it and why?
Okay. So before we left for the world tour,
Mm-hmm.
we actually never sailed a lot, and we never sailed all together before.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that we should actually train for 1 month before actually leaving.
Okay.
Just to see that, I mean, to check that the boat was okay, that we were okay sailing together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that the group worked, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
But when we decided to do that, it was at a very bad time in terms of weather. It was in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So it was freezing cold in the Mediterranean Sea. And the conditions were really rough. A lot of wind, a lot of like big waves at some points.
In the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people will tell you that it's kind of the worst place to sail.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was actually the second time we went out in the sea to have a bit of training. And so at the beginning when we left, it was in the middle of the afternoon. There was no wind, beautiful weather.
Oh yeah.
We took some very beautiful picture of the boat.
It's still in the Mediterranean Sea?
Yes.
Okay.
The water was, there was no waves. The sea was very calm and very nice. And at one point, the sun went down, and the whole situation switched in a couple of maybe 1 hour. Everything changed, and all of a sudden we were caught in a storm with a lot of wind, huge waves, rain, some lightning. It was very scary.
It's still in the Mediterranean Sea too. Oh my God! So it's the first weeks. It's
the second day we decided to go out.
Second day.
Yes.
So you just got test
Yeah,
in the very beginning,
it
your
was
journey.
it was the biggest test we ever had.
Okay. And what is your discover? What was you discover during your trip? Maybe when you stop by in some island like in French Polynesia, Tonga, Vanuatu, or Labuan Bajo, maybe in Momere.
um, like what do we discover
What?
is
Yeah. Maybe the experience when you meet the local people
oh
in Vanuatu, Tonga, or French Polynesia, or maybe in Indonesia.
well so as I was telling you before, we are involved in some protocols around plastic pollution.
Okay.
And generally, when we come ashore in new countries, we try to go into schools and talk about what we do and raise a bit of awareness on the issue of.
In French Polynesia.
Yeah, well, every time we stop, actually.
Okay.
And what happened? What is happening is that not only do we actually talk to children in schools,
Okay.
but we also try to understand what is going on in terms of waste management. And you know, I have never been interested in the plastic pollution issue. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know a lot about it until I really started the project.
Okay.
And what is really striking to me is that from the moment we left France to each one of the places we've been, there is a major issue with plastic.
Okay.
Like, I really thought it was like only a few countries, but no, it's just everywhere. In each
Everywhere.
island
Yes,
we've been, it's an issue.
yes, so, yeah.
And yeah, that's just the thing that happens each time we go ashore. It's just very striking to me.
And you got a lot of plastic on the ocean.
Yeah, well, in the ocean is a bit different because so basically when plastic waste is in the ocean, um, a lot of it actually sinks. There are only a few plastic that float
Oh, and yeah, on the surface, yeah.
on the surface. So actually, that is why we always say that ocean pollution is kind of invisible, is because most of the waste is just has
It's
just
like the iceberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
It's like
iceberg phenomena.
yeah, you only see 1%, but there's like 99%
Yes.
below water. And not only plastic, but other types of materials. Though on all the ocean pollution, 80% is plastic, basically. So the reason I'm telling you that is that so when we are sailing, we don't really see a lot of plastic with our eyes because the plastic, once it's in the ocean, it sort of deteriorates and
Becoming microplastic.
becoming microplastic, very, very small pieces. So sometimes it actually happened that we encounter like plastic bottles in the middle of nowhere, but it is very, very rare. What we collect, however, with our nets on at least a weekly basis in the ocean is microplastics.
And it's very dangerous when the fish eat the microplastic, and we also eat the fish.
Yeah, that's just yeah. It's not only the wildlife, but it's starting to be a serious issue for the human health. I think what is the most scary, actually, to me,
Yeah. Okay.
is that plastic never disappears. I mean, it's only deteriorates. It's only becoming smaller and smaller pieces, but it's still here.
Yeah.
And so, actually, there's an NGO that's name is the Ocean Cleanup, and they are going through the sea and trying to collect plastic. And the oldest piece of plastic they collected was from 1960s. So a long, long time ago.
And it's still in the whole.
Yeah, well, it becomes a smaller pieces, but it's still there.
But it's still there, yes. It's scary.
So yeah, the idea that like when you use a plastic bottle and you go to the supermarket, but because you're thirsty and you you drink the bottle in like seconds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you don't need it anymore. And when you see people throwing it, and you know that if it goes into the sea, it will stay there for like
Yes, yes, yes.
240,
400
400 years.
years.
So it's
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 scary.
crazy. It's scary.
Okay, the next question. I know that you are a captain.
Yes.
I wondered. I got surprised about it because you are the captain from the sailing boat, would go around the world with a very important project.
Mm.
How come you become you become a captain, or maybe your team choose you, or someone see your quality?
So when we started the project,
Mhm.
everyone tries to contribute on based on his abilities.
Okay.
So we started renovating the boat,
The boat.
and I am not an engineer. The others are all engineers. I didn't really feel at ease renovating the boat because I didn't know anything about all the tools and what we could use and how we fix things. So I tried to work a bit on the project as a whole. I mean, I was trying to help them, of course, but in the meantime, I was trying to, work a bit on the project as a whole. And actually, I was very scared because I knew that we had little experience in sailing. A lot of people were telling me not to do the project because we were too young.
Yeah.
We weren't sailing for
You
a
don't
long
have
time.
experience.
We didn't have the experience. That was, I think, the main argument, and I didn't have a really supportive circle. Most of the people were like, "You're crazy. You shouldn't do it."
You
It's
shouldn't do it.
yeah. So I sort of I didn't trust a lot. I didn't trust myself a lot, and the fact that people didn't trust the project, it was very scary to me because it's like, okay, so I don't know if I can do it. People are telling me it will be very hard and we may not make it. So I had a lot of. I was very anxious about this. But at one point, I realized that I knew I loved sailing because I sailed when I was a kid with my uncle, and I I knew I felt at ease on a sailing boat, and I realized that maybe one way for me to contribute to the project and make it work was actually for myself to feel confident in my abilities.
What is your ability?
Well, my sailing abilities. So
you get license. You have a license or something.
well, I didn't have anything at the time, so I said to myself, okay, so maybe one way to do this, if I want to make the project work, is that I trust myself and that I trust my sailing abilities. Is so I need to train, and so I did a big training to actually become captain.
Okay.
It
What
was
year?
Hmm?
What year?
It was in 2022.
Two. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. One year before
in 1 year
you
before
start.
leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Start the
Yeah,
journey. Yeah. Okay.
and it was a very rough training.
Okay.
Very, very rough. Like, we, because of course they want to train you in very bad conditions because that's somehow the most difficult things to handle. It's when it's rough conditions.
Yes.
So it was very hard because like I was on the other part of France, sailing on my own with this school. Every day was like very tough. It was freezing cold. We were learning the hard way, and it lasted like 5 or 6 months.
And then you decided to join the training because this project.
Yes.
If there is no project, then you didn't take the training, or you want to do that whether project is there or not.
No, I mean, I don't think I would have done the training if there wasn't a project.
Okay, so this is the
Because
ultimate reason.
yes, because it's honestly each day I was in the training, I was telling to myself, this is very hard. This is not my comfort zone, and I have no reason other of the project to be here. So, I mean, in the mindset that I was in before, I clearly would have not on my own, decided to go there.
Okay, but finally you decided to go.
Yeah.
So what is really actually you want looking for?
So
Because you just made your training because there is a project. Otherwise, you don't.
yes, but then I realized in the meantime,
You're curious about the world.
well, when I did the training, I realized it was the very first time I was doing something that I decided for myself.
Okay.
Even though there was a project, but
Yeah.
it's still a decision I made.
Yes. Okay.
And I realized it's been a long, long time since I haven't been taking decisions like really for myself, based on what I want, you know. And so when we left with the sailing boat, of course, I have a lot of interest in the project we are having.
Okay.
On the whole plastic pollution dimension. But there's also a very personal aspect, which is for me to try to take this time to understand what I really want, what I really want to do in my life, what is the job I really want to do. And because I've realized that maybe the decisions I took before weren't decisions I took for myself, but more to please others, to please my parents, to
Before
please
it,
my teachers. Yes.
For sure, you are typical of yes,
Yes.
yes woman.
Yes.
Yes, okay, I will do it. Yes, okay, I will do it.
Yeah.
And now you did it for yourself.
Yes.
You got it, the answer?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I hope I get it before I arrive because it would be very disappointing if I don't have it. I'm joking, but honestly, I'm realizing that a lot of times I didn't take decisions for myself is because I was scared or because people didn't trusted me.
Okay. Or maybe your parents taking care for you.
Yeah, because of course you think they know it all, and that it's like a sort of comfort.
Yeah, it's comfort zone.
Because if you go through what they've been through, you know how it works then. But when you choose a different path, then you don't know who to rely on. And you took this decision, so you put yourself in this position and you have to take responsibility for it. And that's something I never did before.
Okay, so it's a really it's a very big monumental for your life. You make this trip.
Yes.
So how long have you? How long it takes until France? You still have a time?
Still 1 year.
Still 1 year. So until next year.
Yes.
Okay. And then after Labuan Bajo, you go to.
Okay, that's a hard question.
But it's okay if you don't want to answer. But wait, you can answer in the very surface answer, or you want to make. It's okay.
Okay. Do you want to say the answer again? The question again?
The question after Labuan Bajo, where do you go? Where is the road you will take after the France to go to the France?
Okay. So generally, so what we thought at the very beginning was to leave Indonesia and then cross the Indian Ocean and go to South Africa. Okay. And then from there, you, because of the trade winds, you have to basically cross the Atlantic and go to Brazil and sail up to the north once you arrive like in the Caribbean, and then you cross again in the other.
So you have to
way.
cross Atlantic Ocean
Twice.
first.
Yeah.
Twice, yeah. And you go near the coastline, go to Caribbean, and then you go back
Yes.
to North Atlantic Sea.
No,
Not
to the
Atlantic,
Mediterranean
in the
Sea.
Mediterranean. Okay.
Yeah. So it's quite a long way. But the thing is, sailing is all about uncertainty.
Yeah.
You never know if the wind is there, if the boat is ready. So actually, from the very beginning of this journey, we take things day after day. And yeah, right now the boat, because of the last sailing from Vanuatu, the boat needs a bit of fixing. So we may need to repair the boat first, and then depending on the time we finish repairing it, we'll see what we do.
And the boat is still okay now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Still floating.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.